Off an old dirt road down a small country lane in the heart of Beverly, Massachusetts, there stands a landmark of great beauty and majesty. It is equally great in both to all who step foot in that vine-thrown, moss-infested, sea-swept patch of green. Above your head you can just make out the weather-worn words of an old curse placed on the garden. Whosoever enters here, let him beware, for he shall never more escape or be free of my spell. My jeans and peacoat feel inferior in that magnificent place. A long, billowing, flowing dress is all that would feel at home here. I breathe deep all of the scents and wonders the garden has to offer. All my senses are heightened in the garden. On my skin I can feel the cool air, and on my tongue the sweet crisp taste of that same autumn breeze. As I walk into the park, my feet step ever so softly on the cobblestone path to the sunken rose garden along the row of miniature well-groomed hedges. I can feel the air around me breathe in as I breathe, and wrap around me as I walk through. I can feel a difference in life as I walk into this park, a difference in self. 2 giant marble lions guard the entrance, ready in their pouncing positions to hunt down those trespassers who dare enter the garden with ill intentions. Huge white marble lions roaring in anticipation at the mere thought in their hollow heads of tracking down their prey. Small cracks filled now with hairy spiders and tickly bugs line the manes of the burly beasts. Still, though, their eyes are pure. Their cold stone eyes, which bear into the very soul of the person looking into them, are piercing. On either side of the lion lookouts there stands a vast, lichen-covered brick wall, tall enough to keep out the biggest of giants in those fairy tale books the children read under their mammoth shadows. I sit and think of those days gone by, days when I once believed in those same fairy tales. I was once a child too. Sometimes I forget. Other times it is all too clear to me. Freezing, I make my way through the maze of hedges and other lifeless gray mirages of seasons gone by. I stop at a distance and look over the park, taking in its mysteries from a column-enclosed arena. Steps further up and further in bring my eyes to land on a distant patch of green in this gray autumn world. A distant patch, when brought closer to my eyes, beholds a single, struggling rosebud. There held a solitary, lively bud, aching to live on in such harsh conditions. I stop and stare at that flower, wishing with all my might, as it with its own, that it would survive the winter. Then in an instant it falls to the ground. I cradle the now lifeless thing in my cold 2 hands. My pocket is now its home. Once this sunken garden held the house of God on its shoulders. Now it holds my weary steps and a multitude of emotions. In all the loneliness and emptiness of the garden, in this gray landscape, there is life. There is feeling. There is magic. A magic much like that I remember from my storybooks. In the garden, there is a whole other magical world. My ears, which beheld solely the silence of life, explode with noise in the outside world. In the distance I can see the serene floating islands off the edgy Massachusetts shore, while rough and tumble waves crash on the jagged New England coast, and the whipping salt sea air brushes the hair off my neck and forces it to stand on end. I know this is true love. The true love of the garden, which transcends age.